Welcome back to The Count, where we're counting down the major stories of the week. I'm Lidia Curanaj. Before we get to our next story, some new information on that object shot down in Canadian airspace. U.S. and Canadian jets were scrambling after an object was discovered over the Canadian Yukon territory. It was actually a U.S. fighter jet that actually took down the object, and Justin Trudeau obviously gave them the go-ahead. We will continue to monitor this developing story. Now back to our count. This week alone, we've heard from an impressive list of lawmakers and fellow Americans who have come on Newsmax to share their concerns over DirecTV and AT&T's censorship of Newsmax. And here are just some.
It's censorship, it's outrageous, it's un-American, it violates the freedom of speech. People love Newsmax. I hear it all the time from everybody. They love watching the programs like yours, and that's the only place where they can actually get the truth and the facts, the real truth. And it's appalling what DirecTV did.
This is not just about the Newsmax. As you said, this is a freedom of the press, freedom of speech issue, and a freedom of religion issue, so we're not going to let up and not let Newsmax or let DirecTV run the clock out on this.
They say that they're doing it over a contract dispute. Well, I've had privilege to understand what the contract is. There is no contract dispute here. All it is trying to silence the conservative movement from these woke executives that are at AT&T and DirecTV.
Clearly, as we look at what's going on in our country, there are plenty of examples of where conservative voices are being censored. I just want to make sure with this particular conflict between DirecTV and Newsmax that it has nothing to do with politics or ideology. It is purely a contractual negotiation. And again, I reached out to both CEOs and urged them to come together and make a decision based on the facts and not any ideological persuasion.
This is one of those moments where consumers have got to be able to speak out and to be able to make their voices loud and make it very, very clear to be able to speak out to AT&T and to DirecTV and say, how come you cut off the station that we wanted to be able to still have access to there?
You see what they're doing to Newsmax and what they're trying to do. We're up against such a large machine. They will silence you. They will make sure that no one hears the truth when you have a politically biased organization doing that. But you have to call it out. I don't know that he could control that, but we have to have the guts to speak up, right? We're not really in a fair fight because, again, the way the messaging is able to be smothered. You look it up in Google, it never shows up. On social media, you'll get fact-checked and deplatformed, and you have no voice. So that's why we have to do it. I mean, people don't give your money to DirecTV or AT&T, the parent company.
DirecTV, AT&T, they've got to look at and treat everybody fairly. I mean, there's everything I can see, and I did a letter with Senator Cruz asking for more information. What I can see is they're picking and getting rid of conservative views, and they can't do that. So they've got to treat everybody fairly.
They're using these woke corporations to continue their censorship. That's what's going on with Newsmax right now. That's what they did to OAN. And a year ago when they did to OAN, I think not enough people spoke out. Now they've done it to Newsmax, the number 4 company in the country. And what I'm sensing, I just flew across the country yesterday, talked to numerous people in the airport, and I will tell you, it's having an impact because I'm hearing people, come up and talk to me about how they canceled their DirecTV.
I, too, am also getting numerous social media messages and family members who have canceled their DirecTV and also their AT&T cell service. So we need to keep up the momentum in our fight for free speech. Thousands of you have called AT&T, DirecTV, and your representatives, and we want to thank you so much for your support. But this battle is bigger than just Newsmax. Please help us keep up the pressure. We cannot accept conservative censorship in any shape or form. So please, if you haven't yet, call the number right there on your screen, 1-877-763-9762, or go to iwantnewsmax.com. And if you have called, it never hurts to call again.